Alright guys, welcome to the Detox bath. This is something that you can do 2, 3, 4 times a week. Shit, you could even do it 5 times a week. If you really wanted to, you could do this 7 days a week. It's an amazing, simple, and effective way to detox the body, to restore magnesium levels to the body, and to sleep effectively and to clean your energy. Okay, part of this bath is to detoxify the body, but the other part of this bath, thanks to the salts, the magnesium salts, are actually to clean the etheric and clean the level of the chi. So what you want to do is, in the evening at some point in time, typically after a long hard day or after a day that you've been touching a lot of people, hugging a lot of people out at a party or at a social gathering. I don't know if you've ever had the experience of feeling like you just need to take a shower. That experience is that you're feeling your own energy body. You're feeling energy. You're feeling that your own chi is, it's not in its pristine form, that it has energy from the world, from the city, from other people on your body. So what you want to do is sometime in the evening or at night before bed, because it will put you to sleep, is you fill a bathtub about halfway or 3/4 of the way with warm to hot water. Okay, if you use hot water, you will detoxify the body more effectively and quickly. You'll also get dehydrated, so you'll need to drink water during and after. And it'll also be sort of harder to stay in for longer. If you just use room temperature water, you won't really sweat. So you will take in the magnesium, but you're not going to actually really be detoxifying through your sweat. If you get the sweet spot, which is like not hot enough where it's going to hurt your hand, but just warmer than that, you will get in there. It'll be slightly difficult, and you will sweat and you'll pull in the magnesium. Okay, so you're getting the best of both worlds. So then what you do is, while the bath is filling up still, we're going to add several ingredients to make a detox bath. Okay, if you do this right, and if you're not in London where the tap water is shit, if you're somewhere where they don't put chlorine and fluoride in your tap water, even if you do, it's okay, guys. Still do it. It's worth it. But ideally, you're somewhere that doesn't have chlorine or fluoride in the tap water. You do this right. This is going to be like you making your own hot springs in your own house as many nights a week as you want. Okay, so we first start with Epsom salts. That's magnesium sulfate. Okay, Epsom salts, and this is a 15-pound bag, I believe. Typically, I use about 5 pounds of Epsom salts per bath. You can order these salts online, get them locally, and you want to use at least 4 to 6 pounds of Epsom salts, okay? So I always eyeball it. I never measure exactly. I would just use about 1/3 of this bag. That's about that, okay? And next, I love adding magnesium chloride as well. Magnesium chloride is called magnesium flakes. And I do think that magnesium chloride is actually a more potent way of delivering magnesium to the body, more effective. They're also more expensive, but yeah, magnesium chloride is really, really awesome stuff, and I like using both. They just have slightly different properties. And I will use about a pound and a half, 2 pounds, just like that, of magnesium chloride. You really can't overdo the magnesium, either the salts or the flakes, which is the chloride or the sulfate, the magnesium sulfate. You can really take as much as you want, and if you do a float tank, you'll have thousands of pounds of Epsom salts in a tub. So you can put that entire bag in your tub if budget allows. There's no issue. The only issue is that it could dry your skin out, so I always do coconut oil after a bath, okay? So just FYI, magnesium is amazing for sleep, amazing for the nervous system, amazing for detox, amazing for relaxing the muscles, okay? And it's a mineral that most people are deficient in. So by doing a bath like this, you are replenishing your magnesium levels very quickly and effectively. And again, there are countless studies and books that show that the average human on the planet is very deficient in magnesium. And it's even called in some studies and books the miracle mineral, right? Magnesium, okay? Critical for a lot of different processes. So we are boosting our magnesium levels, okay? Then I like to just put in some essential oils. Sage, lavender, rosemary, all work great. I use about 6, 7, 8 drops, okay? I like vetiver. Vetiver is great. Rosemary can burn a little bit, so you just use maybe 1 or 2 drops. But yeah, my favorite would just be sage and lavender. But feel free to explore. Just be careful because some of them can burn your skin. Like for instance, if you did peppermint in a hot bath, it would be not a good combination, right? So, and you know, the sage has energetic properties as well. Part of what we're doing here, okay, this salt baths and the ocean, of course, for hundreds of years has been known to clear your energy and your energy body. So you have a layer of chi around your body, your physical body, and that can get contaminated through sex, through drugs, through day-to-day, walking around the city, hugging people, walking around. We pick up energies, right? And this is a great practice to regularly purify and clean your energy. And I can teach you when I go in this bath, I'm going to teach you how to actually clean your energy body. And we'll get to it in a second, okay? But the sage helps with that. Next we have MSM powder, which is a sulfur powder, okay? MSM, sulfur, is a nutrient that we are often deficient in. This will detoxify heavy metals. This will boost glutathione. This is what makes this hot tub like a hot springs. When you go to hot springs anywhere around the world, the good ones, they smell like rotten eggs. This is sulfur, natural sulfur from the earth. Sulfur detoxifies the body better than anything else. Chemicals, metals, it's incredible. And you know, when I was in the Amazon jungle, I would watch the toucans and other birds and these remote hot springs in Contamana jump in and dive underneath the bottom of this hot springs and come up. So they would dive in, they would be down there for 5-10 seconds and then come up. And I would ask the locals, like, why are they doing that? Why are they doing that? And the locals will tell me they're going for the sulfur, the most sulfur-rich water at the bottom of the springs. Because when they drink that, they feel amazing and high and vibrant. Why? Because they need to detox too, the toucans, okay? So MSM powder, we really don't use that much of it to start. Once you get used to it, you can use more. But this is a 226 gram jar. This is probably 1 pound, 16 ounces. I would just use, 1 second. Sometimes it gets hard and stuck. So the amount of sulfur I would use is just like, you know, 3-4 ounces, just like that. To start, you know, you guys could just do like 2 or 3 tablespoons, and then you can eventually move your way up to, you know, 3-4 ounces, 5-6 ounces of MSM powder. It will detoxify you. So if you notice your heart racing potentially in one of these, it's because you probably overdid it on either the clay or the sulfur. The salts and the essential oils will never make you detoxify too much. The clay and the sulfur at the wrong dose is going to be an over detox, and you'll have a bit of heart. You could feel a little anxious, and anytime you feel anxiety or feel heart palpitations or agitated, it means you're over detoxing. It'll pass in 6 to 9, 24 hours max. And that's your sign of like, okay, I need to slow down. That's the governor, right? So The next thing is bentonite clay, which is a mineral-rich clay that pulls toxins. It's found naturally in the earth. Animals love eating clay as well because it helps them detoxify, and especially when they have any stomach issues, animals search for clay in the wild. Clay is amazing internally as well, but that's a different game. I'm not going to talk about that. And for the bath, I like using about 3 to 4 cups of bentonite clay in the bath. This pulls toxins out of your skin, the largest organ of the body. The sulfur is going in to help detoxify, help boost glutathione. The minerals from the magnesium salts are going into your body to help detoxify, help relax you. And again, the clay is pulling things out that don't belong in your energy and in your physical body. You sweat a few pounds if you get the temperature right of the water. So with this, 3 to 4 cups looks like something like this. I always eyeball everything. I've been doing this for 5-6 years. And that's about the amount of clay that I would put in this bath. Okay, now you want to mix it all up. The hotter the water is, the better this clay will actually dissolve. Right now, the water is not too hot because I'm going to talk to you while I'm in there and I don't want to sweat. So the clay is clumping. We didn't take that into account. When the water is, 1 second. So when you do this, while the water is still going, the clay will mix in much better than currently we have here. And as you can see, clay is starting to go in because the salts are dispersing and helping with that process. All right. I'm going to get in. Typically what I would do is the lights would be dim and I would have some beeswax or soy candles around the house. I would have some beautiful meditation music playing, whatever your thing is. I oftentimes don't like bringing my phone in here, okay? But that's up to you. I like for this to be my ceremony time, my precious time to regenerate, okay, to relax, to calm my mind, okay? And there's no magic tricks in here. It's you just taking a bath, relaxing however you see fit, okay? So the amount of time that I typically take a bath, it depends on how hot the water is. If the water is very, very hot and I'm sweating a lot, I pretty much max out around 15 or 20 minutes, and then I love drinking a lot of water after that. If the water starts out hot and then ends up, being some comfortable room temperature, I've taken baths for 30, 40, 50, 60 minutes. Sometimes I even fall asleep in the bath. That's totally fine, unless you want to drown and die. But no, if you're in the right position, it should be relatively safe. So I have fallen asleep in the bath. Obviously, it's not recommended, but it's totally fine to stay in the bath for 30, 40, 50, 60 minutes, okay? And you want to get out and use coconut oil moisturizer because it could dry your skin out, all right? Now again, this MSM and the clay can cause detox reactions. So if you want to just start with the salts and the essential oils, slowly bring in the clay and the MSM. Anytime you're overdoing it is, again, if you have heart palpitations or anxiety. Heart palpitations beyond the normal heart rate increase from heat. Heat always raises your heart rate, just like a sauna. It'll be a next level of heart rate increase, and a very uncomfortable one, okay? And the doses that I showed you are totally fine, where it shouldn't cause any issues whatsoever. Only if you start going much higher could you run into some issues. Now, the last thing I want to show you is how to clear your energy body while you're in a tub. So it's not just a passive thing sitting in here. One of the things you can do is visualize any energy that feels gunky or sticky, anything that you may have done during the day that you didn't like, someone you hung out with that you didn't jive with or that felt icky. You know, I'm sure you've been around people that just don't feel good. You're tuning in on to some degree to their chi, to their energy, right? So what you do is you use throat friction, okay, which is a deep breath like Darth Vader. It's like whispering, right? Whispering, whispering, whispering. Except you're no longer saying anything. And that's called throat friction, similar to Ujjayi breath in yoga. And you're gonna take your hands and rub it down your arms. And outside of your middle, the energy comes out of the middle finger. This is an ancient technique where you release energy out of your middle finger. Middle and ring finger. And you can go to your head, your face, just visualizing anything getting sucked up by the clay and the salt, anything that doesn't serve you, anything that's sticky, anything that's not you, rubbing your arms, your legs, your torso, eventually leading it out of the middle and the ring finger. Sometimes you can even start at the top of your head, go down to your shoulders with throat friction, and then bring it out your arms and your middle and ring finger. You can feel a dramatic difference in your mood if you do this properly. Why? Because oftentimes mood is very linked to energy. What we have sitting in our layer of chi, what we have in our energy bodies, that's not us, sticky, gunky stuff. Okay, the world is full of it. It's about treating this body like a temple, right? And when you start detoxifying, you'll start noticing when you have funky energies around you or on you. Now, we're not talking about demons and nothing scary here. This is just the natural way the world is. There's toxic energies, there's gunky energies all around us, right? A lot of people are drinking and taking drugs and not taking care of themselves, and we're commingling with that on a regular basis. So nothing scary, no drama, just cleaning our energy body, just like we brush our teeth. The yogis, they clean their colons with bamboo pipes. My friend trained in the Himalayan mountains, and he would watch the yogis take bamboo pipes and stick river water up their butt to clean their intestines. And he used to ask them, "What are you doing?" He'd say, "Well, you brush your teeth, right?" "I'm just brushing my intestines," right? So we're brushing, cleaning the energy body, just like we do with soap and toothbrush and shampoo and conditioner. You can go out the feet as well. Okay? And there you have it, relax, listen to a podcast or a meditation track, and I can guarantee you that if you use enough magnesium, which may cost you a little bit, you will pass out very quickly after one of these, okay? I can already feel myself getting tired from the salts and getting relaxed. So, that is the Hot Springs Detox Bath. This is an amazing, amazing tool and modality to do however many times you see fit. Anytime you're in a bad mood, bring out the Detox Bath.